Hi, this is Siobhan Hunter.
Hi, this is Chris Gaunt.
Hi, this is Cliff Pike from Hibs TV.
Hi, this is Tam McManus.
And you're listening
And you're listening to
the Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
the Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
Listening to the Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
To Strong Opinion Hibs podcast. Go on the lads.
What a moment this is. It's Liam Henderson to deliver. David Gray has scored. The captain. Hibs are standing on the brink of history after 114 years.
Strong opinion. I love the strong opinion.
Closes off. So obviously we've been on YouTube a lot, so we've been able to be watched more often. And Calvin, you've been able to watch all the games on YouTube, and I've been to a few of them, and we both watched the Partick Thistle game on YouTube yesterday. So what's been your overall thoughts on the women's team recently? Obviously a disappointing loss to Spartans last week, but other than that, we've been in good form, I think. We've beat the teams that have maybe been a struggle to beat earlier in the season, like Motherwell beat us earlier. We beat them 2-0. Spartans is never easy. We obviously beat them in the cup, but then lost them in the league. And then Partick Thistle, I can't remember the last time we put more than 2 goals past Partick. So that was obviously very good to win 4-0. But what's your sort of overall take on the women's team just now?
To be honest with you, I think that I've probably been a wee bit underwhelmed. Not that I've obviously not been able to attend as many games as you've had, but like when we had Dean on the podcast leading up to the derby, and he said that one thing I didn't anticipate was that the standard of the league would catch up with us. So I thought, and I kind of said it in the preseason preview. Sorry, in the season preview, I said that I think we'll finish 4th, and I think that's where we'll finish. I think we're a lot better than a lot of the teams below us, and there's obviously a bit of a gap between the teams above us. I didn't think Hearts would do as well as they have.
No, me too.
Well they've done. And they're 5 points ahead of us in 4th place. So that's disappointing for me. But no, the matches, like you said, they've had some really good results. Obviously, when I saw us play Partick Thistle, that was when me and Jack went to the hospitality earlier at Meadowbank. I thought Partick Thistle were good. I thought Partick Thistle were good. They played well. They were quite stuffy. They defended well. They were tough to beat. They were tough to break down. They defended them in packs as well. And I'm really surprised that we were able to carve them open and score 4 goals, because I actually thought they went a half bad side. Fortunate to get beat 2-1 off with Spartans. 2-0 against Motherwell, 3-0 against Spartans, 4-1 against Dundee United before that. All fantastic results, especially coming off the back of that defeat in the cup. The girls have been able to pick themselves up, but certainly a lot of firepower going forward in terms of the amount of goals we're scoring, which is really good. So I think it's been a transition season for us. I think they're still in transition. I think some of the signings that Dean had made were good. That was Freda. Am I right in saying? I always get her mixed up for some reason with Crystal Thomas. I don't know why, because their names are nothing like each other. But when she came in, she done really well, having a run in the team and that. And obviously, she's went back to Cyprus, I believe. So that was
playing for our old team, Apollon, I think.
But other people have been able to step up and contribute with goals as well. So I think that it hasn't had too much of a defect on the team, which has been really good. So what's your sort of thoughts on it, mate? Because you and Jack are a lot more educated than I am when it comes to the women's team. But I think cut them a bit of slack. I think, like we said, it's their sort of transition season. First season full time. And, I think one of the best things and one of the biggest success stories has been for the team this year is the amount of fans in the stadium. But you tell me more about it, mate, because the listeners will be able to get a wee bit more insight for you.
No, listen, this is obviously my first season following them full time. I've been to every home game except the Partick one, because I think I was away that night, so I missed that one. Been to the final and been to Motherwell away. So, I've been to virtually all the home games and, you know, a couple of away games this season. And I think the league table is putting us lower than where I think we should be. I think we are probably the fourth best team in the country just now. Obviously, that we've lost 6 games this season. Now, the Celtic one at the start of the season, we lost that 9-0 because, you know, new team, COVID issues, what have you. We lost to Glasgow City twice. That's not great. We've lost to Rangers and we've lost to Motherwell. And I think that's it. I don't think we've lost anyone else. So obviously we're beating the teams that we should be beating. You know, we've only drawn 3 games this season where we probably should have won them all, if I'm honest. So maybe the Hearts one's probably exception to that. I think that 1-1 was probably a fair result. So, like you say, mate, I think it's a transition season. We've got a chance to get another good win on Sunday. You know, we're playing Glasgow Women, who sit bottom of the league with a -77 goal difference. Lost all 15 games. And I would hope that we can, you know, put some pressure on Hearts, who I think are currently, if I'm right, 7 points clear of us. I think they drew yesterday with Rangers and we obviously beat Partick. So 7 points behind them now, which isn't good viewing. It's not good viewing, but I think we'll catch them. And then we've got East Fife in the Cup next week. So I'm hoping that, out of the next 2 games, we can score at least 20 goals. Because Glasgow Women, we beat them 6-0 away in East Fife. If we didn't put at least double figures past them, I'll be very, very surprised. So I'm hoping for at least 20 goals in the next 2 games. Then we've got Rangers away midweek after that, or Rangers away midweek next week, and then it's East Fife. So, you know, out of the next 2 games at home, I'm hoping for 2 big wins. And Rangers is always a hard team, mate. They're a good team. They won the league. Won the league last year unbeaten. Still haven't lost this season, other than Champions League. So it's going to be hard. But I think the 2 signings were brought in, Katie Lockwood and Brooke Nunn. Katie's played more because she's fit, and Brooke's still trying to get up to fitness. And Katie's already provided 2 goals. So I'm happy, mate. I think the squad's looking good. We've got Rachel Boyle still to come back. And I think that'll be soon, because Dean did say that they're ready for her to come back. They've got a game in mind. So listen, it's all positive at Hibs Women. I think I'm really enjoying getting to go to the games, following the team. And I think, you know, I would say that more people should come. You know, it's a good, as you said many a time on the podcast, it's good value for money. You're seeing good football, and you're more often than not, you're seeing a Hibs team win at the weekend, which for the men, it's few and far between just now. But for the women, it's virtually every week. So I would encourage more people to come. It's a great atmosphere inside Middlebank, and come along and watch.
It's a nice, friendly environment as well, and it's more like a sort of more of a sort of family atmosphere to it, which is nice. But just to add on to this season, in terms of talking about us being in a transition, I see that the Hibs Women, they're still looking for an assistant manager. So they're still on the hunt for an assistant manager to help sort of Dean, which I think if we had that in place, I think that would, you know, obviously spur us on to the next level and take a wee bit of pressure off him, because, you know, he was saying how hard he works when he's obviously for the job. So the more people in there and appointing people in the right positions, I think will obviously add much of a benefit to the squad and perhaps help them propel towards the upper essence of the league.
Well, I think it's probably a good place to finish, mate, I would say.
Absolutely. I'm beginning to get my dinner anyway, so it'll be class.
Well, we'll be back next week. We'll hopefully have Aidan on next week. Potentially another guest joining us next week to talk about do a wee transfer window wrap up as a whole, look at the Ross County game and the St Mirren game. But until next time.
Hi, this is Siobhan Hunter.
Hi, this is Chris Gaunt.
Hi, this is Cliff Pike from Hibs TV.
Hi, this is Tam McManus.
And you're listening.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening
to the Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
The Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
Listening to the Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
To Strong Opinion Hibs podcast. Go on, the lads.
What a moment this is. It's Liam Henderson to deliver. David Gray has scored! The captain! Hibs are standing on the brink of history after 114 years!
Strong opinion. I love the strong opinion.